welcome
Hi.
to What's in Your Wardrobe. Today I'm here with Lee, who has doing these absolutely amazing macrame.
Yes, they are macrame.
How did you start?
How did I start? My daughter was given a very interesting wall hanging. And because I was looking at doing something a little bit different, I've been in the fashion industry since I was 16 and worked for other people, and I just wanted to do something different and to do something that other people weren't doing. And I know that back in the 60s, they used to do very cool macrame clothing. Actually, it wasn't very cool, it was very daggy. And so then when I saw this macrame wall hanging, I called her and she came over and taught me a few knots. And you know, it's sort of gone from there. It took me about 2 years of research and development to get where I wanted to be, because everything's made by hand. I have a little bit of a plan when things start, but it all sort of makes its way out in the process. So,
So you've been going for about 5 years?
About 5 years, yeah.
It's not really clothing. What do you call it? Is it an accessory?
I would call it an accessory.
Yeah.
So
an overpiece.
Yeah, most of the pieces I call harnesses or corsets.
Oh, okay.
So I'm working on one at the moment, which is more of a harness. So it sits on top of a garment.
Yeah,
so
right.
I make the undergarments to go underneath, and then you put a macrame piece on top. So either a corset
as
or
a decoration.
harness.
So like a piece of jewellery, basically.
It is like a piece of jewellery. This I would call a corset because it will eventually go all the way around the back. I'm still working on it, obviously, as you can see. I started this piece thinking it was going to be a very small piece, and I've spent probably 30 hours on it already.
Yeah, exactly.
So I fall down a rabbit hole, unfortunately. I normally don't do sleeves, but I thought I would try a little sleeve detail this time. And it's actually, coming out pretty cool. So this has been in a number of parades. This is probably one of the first jackets I've made.
Oh, okay.
So I class this as a jacket. So it has been worn with nothing underneath, and it has been worn with things underneath. So it is quite versatile. It does actually cover everything that you need covering.
Perfect.
Which is always very handy.
Which is probably not enough for me, but...
and myself, but I do like a bit of side boob, and who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
But these sort of pieces take around 80 hours to knot.
Wow.
So, the cord is a recycled cord made from fast fashion waste.
That's fantastic.
So I try and be as sustainable and, try and work that into what I do. And I don't fast fashion I've got to think about fast fashion.
Yeah.
And that's why I spend so much time creating these pieces, because I wanted to just slow things down, really be very aware of detail and what I was actually using. I use, there's a local manufacturer called Industrial Yarns, and they make lots of cords. Oh, okay. So they do some beautiful cords, and I use a lot of their 100% cotton cord. So there's different forms of rope. There's twisted rope, there's braided rope. I find the braided rope actually works a lot better for the clothing because it doesn't fray or split apart. But I still use the twisted rope as well.
Yeah, right.
So this is a braided rope.
The detail's incredible. Do you put obviously these little ends on there and everything? Yeah, I put the
little ends on. Yeah, I try and sort of, when I was looking at doing this, I really wanted to elevate the art of macrame, because it is an art form.
Oh, absolutely.
So I really wanted to elevate it and turn it into a couture garment. Weddings, they are an occasional wear thing. DJs want to wear them, and mainly people in the entertainment industry, because they are such a statement piece.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I also have someone from Toowoomba buy a piece recently.
Oh,
so
okay.
She was like, well, I want something that no one else has. I absolutely think they're pieces of art. I'd like to think that they are pieces of art.
I think they are, absolutely.
Eventually I'd like to have a exhibition with pieces in and have them all sort of hanging around the room. I think that would be quite cool.
I think definitely people will come and see that too.
Yeah. So this is going to be a version of this one.
Right.
So so this is like a full
That's good. They're beautiful. That's amazing.
You feel how heavy that is. That's very heavy.
Oh, it is
it's
too.
like a
How many
beaded-
kilos are they?
That one's probably around 5 kilos.
Wow.
So yeah, so she is quite heavy.
I actually
It's
didn't
like,
expect them to be that heavy.
it equates to like a beaded gown as such.
Yeah.
So that's why pieces are never really that big, because they do have a lot of weight in
Yeah,
them.
you couldn't.
Yeah, you can't wear them.
Wow.
That one's very
surprised.
weighted.
And I didn't even think of that when I looked at them.
Yeah, and that's something I've had to take into consideration.
Yeah.
To, like when making a piece, of how weighty things
Are
will
people
be.
going to be able to stand up in it?
Exactly. This is a lot lighter.
Oh, yeah.
So
this is the recycled thread.
It's the recycled thread.
And so, God, it's got quite a moulded cup even.
Yes.
So that would be done by tensioning it.
It's all
tighter
in tension.
Yeah,
it's all in
right.
the tension. So it's taken me quite a while to figure out how to create those breast forms.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different tensions and it's
that's
different
right.
knots. It's different placing, of the knotting. So yeah.
That's fantastic. And then these ones are rayon thread.
They are a rayon thread, yeah.
Which I love the shininess.
Yeah, as I said, I am a bit of a magpie.
Me too.
Do you like the shiny?
And for a wedding or something like that, that would be so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm actually making a piece there for a wedding coming up.
Oh, okay.
In the States. So yeah, I do quite a few international. They normally find me just on Instagram.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, so I've got couture on Instagram.
Yep.
So I try and sort of show people, my work, and from, like studio shots to, high fashion shots. This is something that I've been working on for a little while. It's like, actually putting the macrame onto a garment as such and incorporating it into a garment. So I think I will probably do a few more pieces like this. And there's other pieces that I will do. I mean, this is going to come around the back and maybe, come around the front as well. It just evolves. That's the thing. Like, I start off with one idea and it just evolves into something else. So this is a piece, as I said before, I'm sort of trying to incorporate the cord into existing garments. So this is all machine stitched onto, this is all scraps. So I keep all my scraps too.
Yep.
So I like to use everything. And so I thought, you know what? I go to the op shop. I was looking for a really cool jacket. This is merino wool. So, again, sustainability, recycling. And so, yeah, I just created a pattern.
I would wear that in a heartbeat.
I actually wore it the other night.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It was very cool to wear.
Fantastic.
This is one of my bodice pieces.
A silver dress or something
Exactly.
underneath it that would just make it pop.
Pop, yeah. And I don't do colour.
Yeah.
Only on request. If customers ask for colour, I will do a colour, but I mainly work in blacks and black, white, metallics.
Is it hard to get colour if you wanted it?
No, not hard at all.
Oh, okay.
Particularly in the recycled cord, they have a huge colour range.
Right.
Massive, massive colour range. These are just little tops that I've been sort of doing. So yeah, they're just like
They look like they're knitted.
They are, you know what a knitting Nancy is? I have a large one.
Right.
So yeah, so I've just been experimenting on what I can do with this cord.
Yeah,
so,
fantastic.
Yeah, so these are just little boob tube tops and such.
For the younger demographic.
Yes, or if you're very gay and gorgeous.
Which is not me.
And not me. So yeah, so.
Oh wow.
So this piece is going to be worn by Brodie Ryan. She's Nathan Buckley's girlfriend on Tuesday night. So yeah, she's one of the ambassadors coming on Tuesday night.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah.
I love this one. That's the one you showed us before.
Yeah, that's the one I showed you before.
This is incredible.
This is actually one of the first pieces I made.
That is absolutely
and this
incredible.
is actually a recycled cord.
Oh,
recycled metallic cord. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I wonder how they did that. That's unusual.
So it's a mixture of cotton and metallic. It is actually a metallic
thread.
Right. So
how many hours did that take?
This one took about 80. So yeah, it's quite interesting in the back as well.
Your little
yeah, I hand stamp all my tags. I have to touch like everything.
Yeah.
I'm involved in all processes in making these garments besides making it of the cord exactly.
So you've got a little stamper.
No, I hand stamp them individually.
Oh my God.
I'm mad.
I just see that as a beautiful wedding dress.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It looks beautiful over cream or white, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah. And this one again is quite light. So it's just the size of the cord. This is a 3 mil
It's
cord.
much finer.
It's much finer. So you don't have the weight as what you do in the other cord. Again, that's just like a harness piece that goes over the top.
And then little hook and eye.
Little hook and eyes to do it up in front. And this is an accessory. This is like a shoulder piece. So it sits on one shoulder. So that's a really cool piece.
That's the heavy one.
That's the heavy one. So yeah.
Because it's quite tight knots as well. That's
very tight.
Giving it a lot of bulk.
It gives it a lot of bulk, but it also gives it that sort of shape.
Yeah.
So it's quite shaped when you actually put it on. So that one was actually photographed in New York recently.
Oh, okay. God,
So,
how do you bear to see them go?
I actually went with it.
I was going to say,
I don't like to send my babies away.
I would not trust it.
This is one of the first pieces I made. So this is a softer gold, and this is also a harness. So these obviously go around the girls.
Yep, I can see that like out on a DJ actually.
Yeah. So yeah, I find a lot of entertainment people, a lot of people that are buying my things. But you know, as I said, it depends on, you know, if you want it for a wedding, or for a special occasion.
Oh, is this a wedding?
Oh, this is one of my wedding pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do like to finish my braids with a traditional bride,
which a lot of people do,
yeah,
and it works. It actually works.
Yeah. And then I sort of just do sort of smaller pieces.
Really pretty.
So yeah.
See, I would call that a piece. I would wear that like a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, it's a harness. You know, it's a smaller version of a harness.
Like that.
For
yeah,
bikinis,
fantastic.
If you're really going.
As the bikini.
As the bikini, yes. Again, this is another jacket. So again, with quite a sculptural back. So yeah, I do like to add a 3D element into some of my pieces, which I think, you know, that actually sits out at the back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Times when you're making something too, and something goes wrong, it's actually an avenue.
There's never a mistake.
I always think that too.
There's never a mistake.
It works out better than what you originally had it in your head. So
absolutely,
it'll give you the sculpture form.
So this is actually a bodice with like
that's incredible. See, that's very sculptured.
Yeah. So that actually comes over the shoulder and sits.
Yeah, right. And it is so formed.
It is so formed. Yeah, that's what I like about it. You can actually make lots and lots of different shapes with macrame.
I love the back too.
Yeah, the back is quite beautiful. Smaller harness.
Oh yeah, which is based the same off.
Yeah, exactly.
That one. See, that's good even with black as well.
Yeah. This is more of a breastplate. So this again is a recycled cord. You can feel it. But I sort of refer to this as a breastplate as such. So because it sits over. It just
hangs kind of.
It sort of sits over.
Yeah, right.
So
that would be great in Mad Max. You know, Tina Turner had that thing on.
Sort of, it's sort of based loosely on those sort of things.
Yeah, right.
As such. Again, it's a form of a harness, but it sort of sits on the body.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, which I think is really cool. Harnesses, that's another harness.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. I make all the garments that go underneath. So I do like a slip dress. I do like things with
and all
backless.
You need is something super simple because
really
it's all
something simple.
It's all in here.
Yeah, exactly. Like this sort of thing with a very low back. These are the sort of skirts that are worn
nice
with,
and
you know, these sort of pieces. Just nice and elegant.
Yeah, fantastic.
So and they are edgy. You know, you could wear that with a pair of jeans and a white t-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, you can sort of pair it back. Well, Brodie's going to actually wear low-rise jeans with this.
Oh, right.
So, and I think that's a great idea because then it shows people that things can be worn
different ways.
Different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is another little small harness that I'm working on.
Oh, that is so cute. Is it going to have a cup in it or are we just leaving them out?
No. I know, I'm a little bit risque, aren't I? But like, it'd be worn under something like this.
Yeah, perfect.
So yes, we can't have the girls out. But we can.
Well, you could.
Well, you could.
If you could. If you were that way inclined.
If you want to have your girls out, you go for it. And I do have boys wear my things.
Yeah.
So yes.
I could see that, and this is a great piece too.
Yeah, this piece I've been working on for a bit. It actually is just an installation piece. It's not actually a wearable piece.
I would actually have it in a house on something like this.
Yeah, well, I made it to go on this form. So every now and again when I have time, which is very rare these days, I work on it.
Yeah,
so,
it's fantastic.
And I just sort of add bits and pieces to it. So yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for showing me.
Well, thank you for having me, and and coming into my messy studio.
This is what studios are like.